success without the degree. That's a nice way to end it off. You know.
Okay. Talk to me. Talk to me. Talk to me.
Let's let Britney lead this one off. Let her get us rocking.
All right.
Okay.
So for y'all watching, I did not finish college. I had 4 more classes left. It was at the end of COVID. I was supposed to be walking across the stage. Actually, I mean, it was the beginning of COVID. This was the beginning of COVID. So that's why my opinion from this, that's why it's so valid. Because for one, I wrote so many papers on it from doing research from so many successful people that don't have a degree. And that's not why I didn't finish. I didn't finish because it was a choice. It was literally just a choice. I didn't feel like I had to. And I work around so many people who actually do have a degree, and I'm doing the same exact thing that they're doing, or probably even more. And I'm just looking like it just doesn't add up. And then I want to use, for my personal experience, my twin sister. For those of y'all watching, I have a twin sister. She has a degree. I don't. We're both in the same financial situation. The difference is she's across the country and I'm not. So I just have my own perspective of it because of my experience with college. Like I went to party. I went to A&T. So Aggie Pride, those of y'all watching, Aggie Pride. Even though I didn't finish, I'm still Aggie Pride. But it's it's not for everyone. School's not for everyone. It's not for everyone. And I'm one of those people. Like I was really successful in high school, had my homework turned in, A's and B's, not all the time. C's get degrees. But
Oh shoot.
what's y'all take on it? Because I can go on and on. I literally wrote papers about this. You don't want me to get started. Papers.
Go ahead, Mr. Smith, man. Go ahead. Let them know what you think, man.
So I did end up graduating, getting my degree from the wonderful University of North Carolina at Charlotte. You know, go Niners. But do I feel like that degree was necessary? I'll put it like this. Everybody has goals and ambitions and what they strive for. I do not feel like all those goals and ambitions require a 4 year degree. Some people, um, you know, they put a 4 year degree with success. Like you go, you get a 4 year degree, you're successful. Don't matter what it's in. And I think that's the biggest misconception. Um, I think an important thing about all of us is that we did go to school. So we went to university. Like we learned skills. It's not like just because you didn't get a degree, you didn't learn anything. Like we learned a bunch of different skills that will carry with us for our lives. We formed a network, made connections all throughout a whole bunch of different people. And those are valuable experiences that I do believe that you only get going to a university. Now, at the end of the day, if your degree and your passion is something, for example, like doctors, where you need a skill, you need a specific skill set. Obviously, college is the route. Like, we gotta go that route. But if your passion is art, music or painting, maybe graphic design, clothing, for example, then I do not feel like a college degree is necessary. I don't feel like it's important. If you believe in yourself and you really dedicate yourself to your craft, and that includes hard work, you being the one to put yourself out there, you taking the risk, going all these different places, putting your work out there just to get recognized. I feel like that's a passion thing. It's nothing that a 4 year degree is just gonna let come to you. So, um, it's I feel like especially in today's society, a 4 year degree is not it's not imperative. It depends on where you want to go with your life and what you want to do, person you want to become. But experience and skills speak a lot more. You know, you like Brittany was saying, you work beside these people that got these degrees and stuff. Like they're not gonna be able to go and tell somebody that they do something different than you just because they got a degree. Y'all do the same thing. So it's a little tough. And I started working in the financial field when I was a senior in college. I didn't even have my degree. Like I was going to school and working at the same time. And I'm beside. I didn't work with anybody that didn't have a degree. But of course, a lot of my colleagues were older. Like I'm definitely the youngest one everywhere I went. So, you know, back in the day and age, it was different. You did need a degree to get, you know, your foot in the door. I'll say it like that. Now, to climb the ladder, of course, you still need that further education or your experience and work can speak for itself. But I, going to a degree does not guarantee success. And I feel like that's a big misconception that maybe a lot of my generation was brought up on just because, you know, maybe our parents didn't have the opportunity to do that. So, of course, they think their life would be different if they did go to school. And I mean, that may be true. But I don't necessarily feel like just because you go and you get that 4 year degree that you're guaranteed success. I feel like it's more about what we talked about on the last episode that I guess will never get aired. That dedication, that determination, discipline. Like you put yourself out there and you really work and you be who you want to be. That'll take you further than that 4 year degree. Look at us here, sitting here on this podcast. Like we starting here now. This is like we freshmen on the streaming world and on the podcast scene. But I mean, we keep at it. We keep working. 4 years go by, we're gonna be way further along with a lot more experience, knowledge, and skills than where we sit at today. And that speaks a lot more volume than just a degree. So that's where I stand on it.
Yeah. I don't even know where to really start with this. Because as I've gotten older, like, my opinions on this whole subject has, I would say, evolved. Now, the question itself, does success mean a degree, or does does it getting the degree determine your success? No, clearly not. You can get a degree and then be on the side of the street. You can not get a degree and be on the side of the street next to them. So it could go both ways. I think success is something totally different and is viewed differently for every person. I think the what is most important, especially when deciding to go to school to get a degree, is, and this is what is missed with a lot of people because of the system that we have, which I don't think is necessarily the bad system, is do you understand yourself enough to know what you want to do with your life? And the fact that we push kids to get degrees or go to get a degree when they're 17, 18 years old and they really don't know what they want to do. And we see all the time. And I think the average right now is 5-6 years to get a 4 year degree because a lot of people switch degrees halfway through, or something happens. They thought they wanted to do this, now they want to do this, and now they done switched their degree 3 times. Like, that happens a lot, and it's because most of the time people don't, they got a perception of what they want to do, but don't really know what they want to do. And then you add on the cost, stress, and then everybody, in whether it's your family or your friends, like, are putting pressure on you to making sure you're doing a certain thing. There's a lot that comes in with that. So, like, the success side, the success aside, I think the degree, I think college itself is good for most people, because most people honestly are sleepwalking through this world anyway. So they need to be funneled through something to go do something. Now, the process of, I disagree with everybody needs to go and get a business degree. Everybody needs to go and get this degree. Everybody needs to go. I think there should be a way more, they like to use the word inclusive, more inclusive conversation when talking about degrees. There need to be more people out here going to be electricians. There need to be more people out here going to be whatever, fill in the blank. And that conversation isn't had enough. And I think that would alleviate a lot of different things, because everybody wouldn't just be going and getting the same degree. Here where I'm at UNCW, so many people go and get a marine biology degree. You know how many of them sitting and waiting tables downtown now? Because everybody can't be a marine biologist. I'm sorry. There's only so many jobs for that. You're only going to get so many jobs. So but there's a need on all the side of the electrician buildings, whether it's the solar companies, the power people, the Spectrum people, the AT&T people. They all need electricians. Ain't nobody pushing nobody to be an electrician. We need more of that. We need more HVAC people homes that can't even get their heat fixed right now because there ain't enough service people working at these heating jobs. You know what I mean? And there's so many other skills, and there's so many other things that people can do. AI, like, there's a lot more things in AI. You know what I mean? That people could be working in on the backside of it. Whether it's in working in the server industry, or in the chip industry, and all of that type of things. So, just my perception on the degree, because I used to be like, man, forget school. Like, I went to school to play football, and it came to an end eventually, and I was like, all right, I'm done with school. So, but like, now getting older and seeing more things, like, I understand why these systems are in place. I just think we need to evolve these systems with the new time, and I think that's the more appropriate approach, because if you just let all the 17, 18, 19-year-olds out here not go to college, how much chaos they gonna daggone, because they cause chaos on campus already, but that's in a very contained environment. Even if it's off campus, it's still contained because you're in that area and everybody knows what's going on in that area, whether you know it or not. Like, they already know what's going on. They know that you're partying. They know that you're doing those things. They know all of that. But if you just let that go wild, and we're already seeing the numbers of especially men not going to college, and where there's a lot more men unemployed and a lot more men struggling in certain aspects, like, you need to have some structure to it, to maintain a successful society. You know what I mean? And that's the more conversation that we need to have. And we need to have a conversation on how kids are being raised. Because why do we have to send them to this structured society, this structured situation, just for them to be civilized adults? You go anywhere else in the world, you go to other places in the world, they figure it out at 18, 19. You ain't no young kid there. You just an adult. and they out there figuring it out. But we baby our kids, which it's not necessarily wrong, but you also got to put some discipline, some determination, and there's needs to be some pressure, but we need to direct it to, all right, you got to grow up some. I know you 18, 19 years old, but you can't keep doing this and thinking, all right, you're going to be good when you're 30. All right? You got to start making decisions that are going to help develop you in the long term, and think about where you want to be when you're 30 years old, and start making decisions that's going to put that in place. If you, like so many people, they want to be a millionaire. Everybody can't be a YouTube millionaire. But there's a lot of people that are HVAC millionaires. I know one of them. He owned an HVAC company. He a millionaire. You feel me? I know somebody that had multiple daycares. There's so many different ways that you can become that. But if your mindset is so just, all I'm consuming is YouTube, and I just think I'm going to blow up on YouTube, everybody ain't going to blow up on YouTube. And to blow up on YouTube, it will help if you was better at something, so you could tell people about that, and you will blow up on YouTube. There's I watched a dude, he literally just builds things. He literally just builds things. He's like, my mom want me to redo her backdrop and hang up her TV. He did a whole new made a whole video about it, made a backdrop, hung up her TV. Boom. He did a fireplace in their backyard, built an in-ground fireplace, all types of crazy stuff. He's literally just doing home remodeling and now got millions of views on YouTube because he learned something, because he was in construction, and he was like, all right, let me start making videos on this. I'm doing all these different things. He built one time, it was during the summer, he built this waterfall playground thing for his kids in his backyard. You learn how to use your hands and do that in your backyard, you can make a video and it might pop off. But and that's like the real conversation. Like my nephew one time, he was like, I want to do a YouTube, and my niece said the same thing. But my nephew, he said, I was like, what are you gonna do? He was like, I don't know. You know what I mean? And so many people say that. It's like, I want to do this. Okay, what are you going to do? Or how are you going to do it? Or why do you want to do it? I don't know. I just want to do it because I've seen it. And that's just a society that is lost. You know what I mean? Like, it's too many people that's just lost out here. Find something that, and it doesn't, like, because I feel like passion and I feel like the word passion and things get used too much, but find a purpose, like whatever that is, like find a purpose in something, you know what I mean, and take that purpose and grow it, you know what I mean, and that's more so what I feel like more people will be successful in. And I know I went all around the world, but I think more people will be successful in it with finding that and going from that, instead of just thinking, a degree is going to save me and I'm going to be successful. Or I just want to be a millionaire, or I just want to have that nice car. Those things will come if you do something. But you got to do something worth value and be purposeful in that. You can't just be out here, I'm going to get a degree. I'm going to get my business degree, and then I'm going to own a business one day. No, first of all, a business degree don't even teach you how to run a business. It teaches you how to work for that business. Like, that's what it's teaching you. It's not teaching you how to run it. Because, one, the teachers, 9 times out of 10, ain't never ran no business. That's the truth. Those teachers that's teaching you the business course, if you could just run a business based off of that book that the teacher is very a professional and precise in, why wouldn't that teacher just be running the business instead of teaching you? That's the reality. And I don't know. I think college is good, but we just need to revise it. I think same with the rest of the school system. I think We need to be having our young kids, especially young, like nowadays, the young kids need to be moving more, doing more active stuff. Like I seen a video where it was like, I think it was in China or it was somewhere overseas, but the kids they was jumping over things, balancing on the beams, doing all types of stuff. I said, boy, I know a bunch of kids now that's older than what them doing in that video can't do that. You feel me? And then you start looking at like some of our obesity rates, which this goes into like our food and everything else like that we're feeding our people, which is a whole nother conversation. And yeah,
That was a big one too.
yeah, I can talk days about our school system and how we need to restructure it from the ground up, like, because we don't utilize the technologies that we have the correct way. We don't put our kids in situations early on that will push them to grow. We just let too many of them be stagnant. They do studies on when kids get bored in class, that's when they become troublemakers because they're bored in school. Why are we having kids bored in school, especially at young ages? Push them forward and make them have to do like stop holding them back because they're in our first grade program or whatever. Like, bro, like if the kid is advanced, figure something out for the kids to do that's advanced. You feel me? And let's try to catch them other kids up to the advanced kids instead of holding the advanced kids back for these other kids, and we will have a better society. You feel me? Like overall, if we're pushing everybody a little bit to get a little bit better, just get a little bit better every day. My nephew, he was struggling in school last year or whatever, and they had him in a little program to help him with the extra reading and stuff. During the summer, I kid you not, I ain't do nothing crazy. I just had him do extra math stuff, had him do extra reading stuff during the summer. He comes back and the teacher's like, "What did you do to get him? He's so far ahead." And I'm like, I just had him doing the basic stuff. Like I googled online, had him doing the basic stuff. Why are you so surprised that a kid is advancing? Like that's the issue. Y'all not doing enough in school, or y'all not doing it in the correct way. You got them there 8 hours a day. What are you doing? You give me kids 8 hours a day, I promise you, they gonna get straight A's. They gonna be Division I athletes. We gonna have some rocket scientists in there. We gonna have everything. I'll build an empire. You give me kids for 8 hours a day, Monday through Friday. Like, think about that. Like, imagine you focus on something 8 hours a day, Monday through Friday. How advanced you would be. If you want to learn a new language, imagine if you did that language 8 hours a day, Monday through Friday. How quick do you think you'll learn that language? Pretty daggone quick. A month down the road, you're going to be poquito. Like, you feel me? You're going to be daggone know a little something. Yeah, so yeah, that's just my thought, man. I think it's a little bit, you know.
And that was good. That was good, Keevin, because I like what you said about the 17, 18, 19-year-old and you're pushing them out because that's literally what happens. And for those of y'all watching this podcast or listening to it, if you want to go to college, please, by all means, go to college. We're not telling you not to go to college. We're saying that either whether you go to college or not, either or, it's up to you on if you become successful or not. Like I said, my twin sister, she's across the country. Her getting her degree helped her get there. That's why she's there. Me, on the other hand, I'm a whole personal trainer now. Did I think about being a personal trainer 4 years ago? Absolutely not. I didn't even like to get up and work out like that 4 years ago. But that changed as I got older. And also, to add into this conversation about this, I have met doctors. Well, they're not doctors, but I met people who were going to school to be a doctor. That's 12 years. And they changed their mind. Like It's life. It happens. This
Mhm.
is real life. I'm telling y'all. It's not no made up story. They literally went to school for 12 years and then decided not to be a doctor. They
Honestly, if
worked for
somebody was
people
telling me they wanted to go to school, like one, I would ask why, like what they want to go for, and I would say either go something in STEM, science, technology, engineering, or math, or uh, or if it was an option to either wait a year or go do something towards some type of skill, learn some type of skill so you can start making some money now. Because we've all said it, like experience in any, because the bit this is the real thing what a degree is. Degree is telling a business they can sit and do something and follow direction for 4 years. That's really what it's saying. They're saying, all right, they can focus on something enough to do this. So I know you can go do this job. There's very few jobs where it's like you're actually really learning something, because when you get on the job, they're going to teach you what they need you to do. That's the reality. They're going to train you for a month, 6 months, a year, depending on how much it takes. But they're going to train you for whatever they're doing. So the degree is just, all right, we know that this person can follow direction. So, but if you don't know what you want to do right now and you're about to go to school, all right, take a pause. Ask your parents, if you stand with your, ask your parents, hey, can I take a year and then let me figure something out? I'm gonna go and work this trade, or work in this company or something, or I'm just gonna I'm gonna go get a 2 year trade job or something, or a degree or something, and then if I end up saying I want to go back and become an accountant or whatever you decide you want to become, don't become an accountant because yeah. But if you decide you want to go back and become something, then you already have a skill and you'll be able to, you got some money in your pocket. You feel me? And right now, with the way the economy going, you better have a couple dollars in your pocket, because it's getting tight out there. It's
And
getting
jobs do
tight,
like degrees also.
huh?
Just to let y'all know that jobs like degrees. It's just the way the system is set up.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Job. What? Like I said, the degrees tells them you can sit down.
Yeah.
But if you 18, and, like for me, instant, like I worked for the longshoremen. I worked in one of their offices in Wilmington when I was in high school. Still, I could have kept working there, and by the time the people that I went to school with, because I went to school for accounting, by the time the people that was going to school for accounting would have got their degree, I would have had 6 years working with the longshoremen. I would have had some type of, you feel me, in to get some type of job with them. You feel me? Like long term. And yeah, they could have got in with their degree and boom, boom, boom. But I got 6 years. Who you think they gonna keep around? You feel me? Now, obviously, I wasn't an accountant, so that if it was an accountant job, that person would get the accountant job. But if it was anything else in that office, you cancel cribman. That's mine. You feel me? Like, you know what I mean? So it's, if you can get in with certain people, and this is another thing, and we can close it out, but there's another thing that college is good for is learning how to network. That is more important than anything else you do on the college campus, is networking. The more people you know, and not even really the important people that you know that can help get you in certain positions. Now, obviously, the more people you know, the numbers are better, but that's going to help you get certain things later on in life. Like if I wanted to try to get a job at NFL, one of my buddies, Detroit, you know Detroit, he works for the NFL. He's been working at the NFL in their office on the executive side for years now. You feel me? So if I wanted to, hey, I want to see if I can get a job somewhere, he could probably get me on the phone with somebody. I ain't saying he could guarantee me a job. He could probably get me on the phone though, get me in the interview. You feel
Because
me? So, you know what I mean? Like, so you gotta be able to network. You gotta learn these type of things, and it's not just on college. Like after college, you gotta be able to talk to people. Like I've gotten people jobs just because I knew a dude that used to coach high school. Now he got a landscaping company. I've gotten somebody a job based off of that. You know what I mean? It's like you never know who you're gonna meet when you're gonna meet them. You know what I mean? So you come suited and booted like Mr.Smith over there. Come fresh to death. Come presentable. Stop leaving the house with your head scarves on, your
Bonnet.
do-rag. Stop looking like who did it and why. Come look presentable. Shake people's hands firm. You know what I mean? Look them in the eyes and say, hey, I'm here for business.